Poll: majority of Israelis oppose immunity from prosecution for Netanyahu.
Here's a summary of the article.
The majority of the Israeli public opposes granting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the corruption cases for which he was indicted, a Channel 12 news poll released Sunday night shows. Kahol Lavan lost a seat since the last poll conducted 2 weeks ago. The Joint List remains the third largest party with 13 seats. Kingmaker Avigdor Lieberman's Yisrael Beitenu maintained its 8 seats. The ultra-Orthodox Shas lost a seat since the last poll, and now has 8, and Yaakov Litzman's United Torah Judaism still holds 7. Projected to pass the electoral threshold for the first time is the Union of Right-Wing Parties, with 4 seats. The poll questioned 507 respondents representative of Israelis eligible to vote.
This post received a score of 11,277, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Why should politicians be immune from prosecution anyways? A citizen who commits crime should be prosecuted by law even if she is the prime minister or president.
Because of things like this.
Having to choose between freedom of speech and no one is above the law is a false choice that destroys both.
It's a pretty sentiment, but there are some real conflicts at hand here. In America we have laws against arresting politicians on their way to or from their house's chamber, or while in it. That's to make sure you can't affect votes by, say, finding frivolous charges against a bunch of opposition members and ordering them arrested right before a big vote. Remember, you don't have to do anything wrong or even suspicious to be charged and arrested and prevented from carrying out duties.
True, but immunity from arrest is a short-term protection that does not provide the long-term protection of being immune to prosecution.
This is why democracy and rule of law only really function properly when those who hold power temper the letter of the law with a liberal democratic sense of the intention of these laws and a tradition of valuing the institution of government over immediate policy goals. As far as I can tell, Western democracies as we understand them universally cease to function when the only way to ensure democratic behavior is via law enforcement, regardless of which side is leveraging law enforcement to protect the system. It's not because laws have changed. In all cases, political parties or influential political movements have begun to delegitimize the system, usually by vilifying the professional civil service and to call into question the patriotism of their political rivals, but turning them into political enemies. Democracy is a system of compromise where it requires all parties to understand that the game isn't zero-sum in the long run, and tearing down the system is always less desirable than developing consensus on change.
I live in Illinois. It's a very blue state. Democrats run things here for the most part. When our governor tried to sell a Senate seat for cash, and was caught on tape doing so, there was no howls from the infamously shady Illinois Democrats about how everything was faked, it was all a witch hunt, so very unfair, such gubernatorial harassment, how that wasn't really what was meant, and also fat about all these Republican state senators and, no we fucking kicked him out, and sent his ass to jail. Caught on tape.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.